What's up, everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the one best piece of strength training equipment for arm wrestling and why. All right, everybody, welcome to the show, and let's get right into it. Okay, so we're talking about the best single piece of strength training equipment for arm wrestling. Now, there's a lot of choices out there, as you've probably noticed. There's different wrenches and handles and straps and all kinds of contraptions that people use to train all kinds of different parts of their hand and their fingers and their wrist and their pronation and their back pressure. The piece of equipment that I'm going to suggest today is something that is probably cheaper than almost all of those other things, or it's extremely cheap. You can pack it in your bag. You can use it at home. You can use it at your desk at work. Okay, you don't need a home gym. This isn't something big. This is something really small, and it allows you to work all of the different muscles of the wrist, your radial deviation, your ulnar deviation, your pronation, your biceps. You can even use it for other things too, but those are some of the real basics that you really need in arm wrestling. And this piece of equipment allows you to work them all. And I'm going to suggest that there is not really another piece of equipment, especially one that's this cheap and this small, that's going to allow you anywhere near the possibilities in terms of exercise. And before I even show you what the piece is, I'm also going to suggest that every single arm wrestler out there buy this equipment, okay? It's very cheap. You can get it all in lots of different places, and it's going to make a tremendous difference in your arm wrestling life. And if you're not going to buy it and you're not going to employ some of the best tools that you can have in arm wrestling, okay, it's going to limit your success. And that, to me, that's the opposite of what you want. You want success at the arm wrestling table. I am showing you the best piece of strength training equipment you could possibly buy, you could possibly own, and it will change the nature, it'll change the course of your career if you really apply yourself to it. Okay, without any more buildup, I'm going to show you what it is, okay? Final guesses, okay, here's what it is. It's an Olympic loading pin, okay? This thing weighs maybe a pound, okay? This is going to allow you to add any size weights that you want, from 45-pound plates all the way down to the smallest weight plates, okay? What you can do with this, what I do with this, is you're going to be able to hook any number of different things onto the end of this. Okay, so let me just do a little demonstration here as we go, and we'll talk about all the different moves that you can do with this loading pin, okay? So it takes Olympic-sized plates. These are the same ones that fit on an Olympic barbell, okay? I have a whole bunch of them on my table right now, just to show you. They take any size Olympic plate that goes onto a barbell can fit onto this loading pin. So you can make it as heavy as you want. I mean, this thing can hold hundreds of pounds, more than you can lift, okay? So, or at least more than you're gonna be able to do with a lot of the arm wrestling exercises you're gonna do, okay? So let me throw a weight on here just as an example, okay? So, and you can see there's lots of room, okay? So you can stack lots of small plates in there. It doesn't take up very much room, okay? Or you can put bigger plates on there, and you can make it as heavy or as light as you want, depending on what body part you're going to be working. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this thing here is all you need is a carabiner, okay? And it can be any size, okay? You want something that's going to obviously fit in here. If it's too small, it won't work, okay? So this way you have your carabiner in here, and you can hook anything to it that you can imagine, okay? I use belts and straps and towels and all kinds of things, okay? I got a pronation strap. I got another pronation strap. All those kinds of things, all I do is I hook those onto the loading pin. Okay, I'll hook the strap up right now, okay? Okay. Just like that, okay? And this is just something you can hook on anything you can hook onto this that you can think of as a handle you can use. But look at this. This is just a towel, 2 carabiners, weight plate, and the loading pin. Okay, this is really simple for working at home. Okay, look at the different exercises we can do. We talked about the importance to build radial deviation strength, ulnar deviation strength, hooking strength, wrist flexion strength, right? Pronation strength, right? Look at this, look. Okay, so if I put the towel over the end of my hand, I have radial flexion strength, right? If I take a different grip and hold onto the towel here, I have ulnar flexion strength. Okay, same towel, same loading pin. If I just wrap it around my hand, I have basic pronation. Okay. If I want to take this loop in the towel, wrap it around my thumb, okay, I can work on another part of my pronation. Right? Okay. What if I wanted to do bicep curls, pronated bicep curls? Okay, let this hang down. Right, now I have the weight coming over in a pronated position. And I'm bicep curling with pronation. Okay? And you see what I was doing with my hand there? What if you want to increase your range of motion with your pronation? Right? Get a full range of motion. Okay? Just like that. Now, if I want to change up the exercise, all I got to do is change out this towel and put on something else. Okay? So let's take off the towel. Okay? All of a sudden we got biceps. We got other things. We got wrist flexion and we have biceps, just like this. All we got to do is just hook this carabiner on here. All of a sudden we're ready to go. Look at this. Okay? Now we have, I got wrist flexion. I got bicep curls. Okay, you guys, and this can take any size weight plates that you want, as I said, okay? You got 25s, 10s, 5s, 2.5s. And what's really cool, guys, is going to allow you to add some really small plates to this, okay? This is one of my tricks to getting stronger all the time. Look at this, okay? I have little tiny fractional plates. Okay, this is a 1 pound plate. I have a 3/4 pound plate. I have a 1/2 pound plate, and I also have a 1/4 pound plate. That's like a 1/4 pounder with cheese, right? Like a little tiny weight plate. But if you want to make little strength gains all the time, a lot of times you can't add bigger plates. So sometimes the strength gain is so small that adding like a 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound at a time makes a huge difference. So that's all my little secret for the day as far as weight plates go. Use these tiny little weight plates if you can to add to your loading pin. It makes a huge difference for your strength gains. If you're looking to buy one of these things online, okay, just look up Olympic loading pin, okay? You'll get different sizes maybe. I think this one's the best, okay? This one's heavy duty. It's a little thicker. You can also get these, there's also a smaller one. So if you want something that's a little bit smaller, this is a smaller loading pin, okay? It can take the really small plates, the smaller ones than the Olympic size, okay? But it can also take the Olympic plates too, okay? So even though this one's thinner, the weights aren't going to fall off, okay? So you can buy different size loading pins. I'm not going to tell you which one to buy. They're all I've never had a problem with any of them. They're very strong, and they're very sturdy, and they're very light, okay? And they're also very cheap, so it's not going to cost you a lot of money, okay? So all you're going to need is your loading pin. I say you want to get a couple of these different clips because they come in handy for different straps, for different cables and handles and things like that. That you can add to these loading pins. Okay, and you can do two-handed stuff with this too. You can easily put something on there that uses two hands. Okay, and it works just the same. Okay, so you got two handles. All right, you guys, so as far as having like a kit to have at home, or at least for starters, okay, start by getting the loading pin, okay? You're gonna need a couple of these carabiner clips, okay? I have a couple of towels. Like I said, you can use those for all kinds of different moves, okay? And that doesn't cost hardly anything. I just cut a hole in this heavy duty towel here to do some of these moves here today. And then one of my strongest suggestions, along with buying, you need a couple of plates, okay, to challenge yourself, and you're going to need some different size weights, okay, to strengthen different body parts, okay. But what I suggest, and most importantly with this loading pin, is I suggest buying a set or a couple sets of these small fractional weight plates, okay, with just the 1/4 pound, the 1/2 pound, the 3/4, and then the pound increments. That makes a huge difference when you're working on some of the smaller muscles, like when you're working on the radial deviation. These muscles are not really strong. You're not going to have a whole bunch of weights on there doing some of these moves, okay? So when you got these fractional plates on there, it allows you to make small strength gains on a constant basis, because you're not having to overload muscles that just don't quite have the strength to move up 2 or 3 pounds, but they might be able to move up a 1/4 pound or a 1/2 pound. And that's a big secret to gaining strength on a constant basis with this loading pin. All right, you guys, in this video, I showed you just a few of the moves you can do with this Olympic loading pin. I think it's been one of the biggest keys to my success in arm wrestling, and I think it's going to be one of the biggest keys to you too. So to take my advice, I would say go ahead and get yourself one of these Olympic loading pins, a towel, a couple carabiners, some weight plates, maybe a few extra handles to attach to it, okay? And you're going to have yourself an excellent start for strength training equipment at home. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching the show today. This video was about the one best piece of strength training equipment for arm wrestling. Make sure to check out my coaching services in the description before you go, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My job is to help you become a better arm wrestler right now and help you save all the time and wasted energy that it takes trying to learn it all by yourself. But my schedule is filling up fast, so don't waste another second. If you want to light speed your arm wrestling knowledge, supercharge your training, and start winning more matches, click on the link in the description, go to my arm wrestling coaching page, and book a session with me right now.